10 years. We do this. Things like receiving and handling phone calls. Now, once in a while, can somebody please get the door? Once in a while, that person will receive a phone call. But this is not a regular thing that the person does. Is that also, has that person lied?
No.
You said it's not a regular thing.
Yes.
That she does it at all.
She's done it before, maybe very seldomly, maybe not routinely. Once in a while.
Yes, she does it. But just to portray the point
she's making, yes.
The Bible says, let our years be our years.
Amen.
I don't think there's a gray area. The gray area is that first package. Actually, there is no gray area between yes and no. Either it is right or it is wrong.
Okay, thank you very much. So, deceit is another one. Deceit. So, this is the act or practice of deceiving, concealment, or distortion of the truth for the purpose of misleading, fraud, cheating, etc. Just like a liar, a deceitful person practices mischief and falsehood without any form of restraint. Yeah. An individual who is untrustworthy, two-faced, or fraudulent is deceitful. All the scriptures are there, but all the scriptures are talking about the mention of deceit in the Bible. Hypocrisy is another one. Hypocrisy. So an outright display of insincerity. Hypocrisy. Who can explain hypocrisy to us? Hypocrisy. What does it mean? Sir? Yeah, go ahead, sir.
So being a snitch.
That's another one.
Okay. So okay. So I thought being a snitch is like saying something. Yeah. I mean, you can explain it like that in some form. Okay.
It's when you think, I don't think the right word is hypocrisy is basically doing something basically saying do what I say, don't do what I do.
Okay, that's another way to also explain it.
Probably to say something different just to gain favor from another person.
Yeah, and then doing something different. Yeah, so something like showing yourself as this, but this is actually what you are. Something different. Pretending.
Yeah.
You know, that's hypocrisy. Yes. So hypocrisy is a lie. And we're doing the anatomy of lies. And it is wrong. And God does not like it. Amen?
Amen.
Amen. So it's not, is it the same or is it different from if you are in your house, there's a way you behave. But when you are outside, you behave in another way.
It's the same thing, sir.
It's the same thing.
Why are you pretending?
The person is not pretending.
Is what?
The person is just packaging themselves. So when they are at home, when they are at home, you know, they could be okay. For example, when they are at home, let's assume that boy that is crying now. let's use him as an example. When I'm at home, he cannot cry for that long. I will lock him in his room. I will shout at him. We shout at ourselves. But when we're outside, I will be, what is wrong with you? Why are you behaving like this? Okay, take sweet and all those things. Is that also?
No, to me that's not different. You are just trying to be a nice person outside. To me.
But I'm not really a nice person inside.
See, you are just trying to like. I think it's the situation at hand and where we find ourselves. It's not hypocrisy. No, and when that happened earlier, while he was crying, and in me I was really angry, like keep quiet. And I looked around and I said, there's camera here. Do you understand? But if he's in my house, I'll deal with him. If it's Africa, we'll deal with it. But because of where we find ourselves, so it's not you being nice inside and not being nice outside. It's different.
So I think very much calling being able to adapt
to the environment,
to a particular circumstance as the need arises. I don't think it's
so actually, even if it's Africa, you still want to live as a parent. You know what to say yourself. I'm a wiper.
Amen. Okay. So yeah. Sometimes it depends on the situation. Sometimes it's not very clear cut what you do. Obviously, everybody wants to be loving. there's a way you discipline a child that is not acceptable in some cultures. And so, yes, that could be considered. Half truth. Half truth is another one. Acts chapter 5, verse 1 to 3. Acts chapter 5, verse 1 to 3. It's the story of Ananias and Sapphira. We remember that story. Ananias, the church was booming at that time. The church was growing. The church was booming. And what happened? Everybody started selling their stuff. I have land here in Victoria Land. I sold it. I carried the money, went to give it to the church. Instead of giving 10% of my money, I gave 50% as tithes. Okay? So people were doing all those things. And Ananias and Sapphira, they said, Yaomi, Alpha, let's go and sell this land. The church must move forward. Okay? So they sold their possession. And as they were going, they said, wait, Yaomi, Alpha, come on, she will not slice this money into two like this. Let's give them one. And we tell them that this is how much we sold the land. Unfortunately for them, Holy Ghost was very strong in that time. So, they carried the money. As they were reaching the entrance, Peter, I don't understand what happened to Peter that day. Peter just said, is this the amount you sold that thing? I don't, sincerely, the Spirit of God sometimes just, Spirit of God, why are you? I mean, they should not have asked that question. If they didn't ask that question, those people would have just put that thing down and gone their ways. But that question came, and he answered, oh yes, this is the amount before he finished speaking, he's gone. And the wife came, the same thing. Bishop Peter, well done, ma. Well done, sir. Ekushalua, well done for all the work that you have been doing. I said, Sister Sapphira, thank you for all the money that you and your husband brought. He brought 5,000 pounds. Was that how much you sold it? Really? That money is big. Was that how much you sold it? I said, there's nothing we cannot do for God. That is the amount we sold it. Before she finished speaking, wow, he's gone. Okay? In these days, Holy Ghost does not feed us like that. Again. But those things are deceit. They are, sometimes half truths. Amen.
Amen.
Guile is another one. Flattering is another one. I have a question in this one. I know my time is fast spent. But flattering is another one. Flattering is like, we're talking about the anatomy of life. Okay? Flattering is another one. So, what is flattering? Who can say something about flattering before we begin to round up? You see that Sunday school is very interesting. So be coming for Sunday school. Tell your neighbor, be coming for Sunday school. Amen. Pastor.
Hallelujah.
Flattering has to do with singing praises of someone for an ulterior motive.
Thank you, sir. Brian.
Yeah, normally when we use the word flatter, it rhymes with this flatter to deceive.
Yeah.
So that's a scenario where I get to use. I mean, I've seen it being used.
Okay.
So I feel from that
How would someone flatter?
from that phrase means they are telling lies, or it could be something not real, just to
Question.
yeah,
It could be
exaggeration.
Okay.
To be.
Go ahead, sir. No, go ahead. Yes, sir. Yes.
Is it not, it might be motivation in a good way. It can be used in a bad way, and it can be used in a good way.
Okay, for example, if you see all these musicians that have hype men, and the hype men saying, you are the best in the whole world, you are this, and what they are looking for is, the musicians themselves, when they start hyping people start bringing money and start training to them. Is that like a flattery?
It's full of praises, so that's flattery.
Is that a good one or a bad one?
It's like you are
It's the same way we tell our children that they are the best out there.
Okay. Well, is that true?
But then we tell them to motivate
Can be
them.
a tool to use as a
Motivate them.
It's just like when my grandma is.
You tell them that their
preaching
skin
and
color
like
is the
that.
best, your hair is the best.
Okay.
Everybody
So
tells
we have a
them that.
purpose for that. We are not trying to deceive them into thinking you need to go for beauty pageants. Right? We are trying to tell them that understand yourself, be confident about yourself, isn't it? So it is not in a way to deceive.
Motive.
So when you are flattering to deceive, that's where the problem comes. Okay? Pastor, do you see what
Yeah,
the
I
question?
was about asking the question,
Yeah.
but I think he has actually really
Said.
dealt with it as
Okay.
regards flattering that comes from a good intention.
Yeah.
But if it has an ulterior motive,
Okay.
then it becomes a sin.
Thank you, sir. So, all these things. For example, a wife, we gave this example yesterday. It's going to take our time. I won't let us answer it, but I will give it as food for thought for us. So, a wife that wants the husband to see very beautiful things that are not really true. You say, you don't even see nice things about me. You say, just see things like you're the most beautiful person in the world. In real sense. Let's leave it like that. You bear with us in Jesus' name. Yes, ma'am.
You really didn't know what else to say that, but I just want to say something about that. That we have love languages, which is word of affirmation. So when you tell me I'm beautiful, and my husband tells me that, my head is swell. So I think it's okay.
Yeah. So, we studied love languages in Sunday school some time ago. That's why you should be coming to Sunday school again. Amen?
Amen.
We used to study very beautiful things. Okay, so that scenario is the same thing as what I said. We are not doing it because we are trying to deceive that person. We are doing it for a purpose. We are trying to, there's a reason why you are doing it, to make that person feel good. Not as if the person doesn't know the level the person is. It's not as if, just like I said, it's not as if the person said, you are the most beautiful person. I said, my husband said I'm the most beautiful person. I'm going to contest for the Miss World. No. That's not. Amen.
Amen.
So what are the dangers? We know that God does not like lies. Their part is in the lake of fire, according to the scriptures in Revelation chapter 21, verse 8. They get cut off from God. They are being detested. They're detestable in the sight of God. Okay? They are susceptible to divine punishment. People that tell lies. They have momentary joy. Okay? But they are living unrealistic lives. Okay? They are telling lies. Most of the people, they tell lies because of what they are going to gain or what people are going to perceive about them. Okay? And the Bible says no liar will make heaven. Okay? There are several things a believer can do to avoid telling lies. Someone mentioned earlier that let your yea be yea and your nay, nay. Okay? When you start saying true to God, there's something wrong. There's something going on. They're trying to insert something. Eh? When I say I swear to Almighty God, there's something going on. Okay? So I pray Lord help us in Jesus' name.
Amen.
I hope you have enjoyed this Sunday school this morning. Let's bow our heads as we pray in Jesus' name. And we say that Lord expose every way